Nothing like a good old rock and roll intro. Welcome to Aaron Live. It is May 8th, the day before Mother's Day. Now, normally, of course, I do this show on Sundays, early evening, late afternoon. But because I'm sure most of you will have plans honoring your mother tomorrow, as I will, and my wife, that I'm doing it tonight on Saturday, probably in competition with about 40 other live streams right now. But hey, that's why I bring you the quality, because I can overcome the competition. All right, so here's the thing. I'd love to say this is going to be a big show, but you know what? I am going to say it. It's going to be a big, big show. I've been being bugged. I'm not going to drop anybody's name, but Angelo has been bugging the crap out of me about show the studio, give us a studio tour. So that's what I'm going to do. And so we're going to get the first ever kind of close-up studio tour, take a look at some of the stuff that I got lying around here. I'm not going to say I cleaned up. I'm going to say I straightened up a little bit. Okay. There's Angelo right now. It's his fault that you're getting a studio tour. So thank him or blame him. But anyway, so we'll give you kind of like a little, we'll go into some nooks and crannies over there and see what's laying around in the mess. And then after that, we're going to do, I got a new feature today. So you're going to be on the edge of your seat for that. So we'll go through a few things and then I'm going to draw a picture. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to draw a picture of Dr. Doom. I don't know why. It's been on my mind. I got to get it out. So that's how we're going to end the show, with a little bit of Doom. But right now, let's not waste any more time. Oh, wait a minute. Let's waste a little bit more time as I take a look at the comments section here. Nighthawk Warrior is here. I'm here. As you can see, I had my little entry there. Stephen Ing's here. C. Quinn Shalardust. I don't even know if that's close, but I'm telling you that's a cool name. And there he is. Thanks for joining us. Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven is here. He's always here. He already did his 4-hour show. Wow, 4 hours. It ain't happening tonight, pal. VE Day Anniversary Victory in Europe. How about that? Leave it to Stephen Ing to bring a little history to the show. I know I'm a little dark here, but I'm going to turn on the other light once we do the studio tour, because I don't want to turn the camera on and blaring into that light over there. So I have it out right now. Let's see, Doom, maybe because I did one earlier today. Well, maybe that's right. Maybe Lewis, we're on the same wavelength. Let's see, Robert Frank says, hey, Aaron, where would I reach out about a commission? You can email me at aaron@aaronlopresti.com, or you can message me at Facebook, or you can message me on Twitter. But if you're going to message me anyplace, message me on Facebook, because that's when I check the most. But I do check Twitter fairly regularly as well, and Instagram, not as regular, but I'm getting better. My daughter's taught me the ways of Instagram, so I'm getting a little better with it. Darren Wagner says, what's up, Aaron? Darren, what is up? Thanks for joining us. Okay, let's get ready to rock and roll. I'm going to switch cameras because I have the technology to do it. Shelly Showtime is going to stay way off camera today. I tried to get her to come on, but she was like, nope, ain't happening. So not today, but she's lurking around in the shadows. So be careful what you say. All right, so if you were standing in the doorway of my studio, this is what you would see, more or less. Like I said, it's a little bit straightened up from what it normally is, but, you know, it's about as good as it's going to get, in other words. So I'm going to walk over to the camera, and we're going to start and do a little tour. I'm going to have my daughter sneak in behind the camera because she wants to stay off camera too. No one wants to be on camera today.
Nobody brushed their hair today.
That's right. Nobody brushed their hair. They just rolled out of the sack. I don't know. But so she'll be controlling the close-ups and long shots as we move along this. Oh, wait a minute, Shelly. Shelly? See, Roscoe Davis is like, he's leaving. If Shelly's not going to be here, he's dropping out. But all right. So anyway, this is my studio, and as some lady who did a book on painting, I can't think of her name, had a book called "Welcome to My Studio." I'm going to steal it and say, "Welcome to my studio." Ooh, close up. All right. So I'm going to actually physically pick up the camera and move it like you guys should be used to seeing. And we're going to take a look at this corner of my studio First, way up here on this shelf, I have action figures. Isn't that cool? Of course, the three in the back are the ones I designed that we did on the show earlier. When I say earlier, I mean several shows ago when I used to do toys I designed that you didn't help me with. Those are those three X-Men things right there. So, and you're probably asking yourself, okay, Aaron, what's in the closet? Well, not a dead body. Let's take a look. Wow. This is where I hide my comic collection, right in here. Now it's over here, and there's some over here, and there's a dog walking around on the floor. If you hear the pitter-patter of little doggy feet. Ugh. Anyway, there's a few boxes down here. You don't really need to see them. But anyway, so you get the idea. So my comics are in here. This is my box of CGC graded books. That, folks, is what we like to call Avengers #4. So, yeah, right there. So I don't have that many. I have like 30 CGC graded books. The rest of these are all, as they say in the business, raw. So we'll close that back up as not to be too distracted by it. All right, so over here, we get a little close up there, please. There you go. As you can see on the top there, that's my Herculoids playset. I have all three of them. I bought one of them. To give credit where credit's due, I've got to Jeff Streeter traded me he had 3 of them. I only needed 2 of them. He traded me 2 of them for some art, and I'll always be grateful for that. My daughter bugged me. I got those about, I don't know, maybe it could have been 10 years ago now. And when she was little, she wanted me to take them out of the box. She wanted to put them together. I'm like, yeah, no, they're too expensive. So anyway, so let's go down here. This bookshelf right here, those are all my artist books. Look at all my comic books, just big boxes on the floor full of sketchbooks and poster tubes and comics. So anyway, yeah, so let's take a look here on the top shelves. So I've got like, I got some Alan Davis stuff in here. I've got James Bama. I've got, there's Dan Brereton's book, Paul Bonner, Boland, Buscema, Dean Cornwell, Jack Davis, Peter DeSev, tons of Frazetta stuff. This is all Frazetta right here, all these books. Oh, and all the way to here. Got a book on Kirby, some Disney books in here. Again, these are just, it's all in alphabetical order. So the Wrightson's down at the bottom, Barry Smith's in there, Stranko. Friends of mine who've done sketchbooks, they're all in there in terms of what they've contributed in terms of art books or sketchbooks. Okay, so if I turn this camera around over here, oops, sorry about that. Let's close this door for a minute. So what's up there on the wall behind that mess? That is a lizard sketch, lizard character from Mark Nelson when he was doing like a lizard western or something. Oops. There it is. I got that sketch many, many moons ago from him. There's a Jack Davis Frankenstein right there. And then, of course, Simonson Thor. Walter did that for me. It says on there, for Aaron. From one pro to another. Simonson. That was very nice of him to do that for me. This is Shelley's Pop collection. And some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff up there. And that right there is like a ton of junk and crap that needs to be cleaned up. That used to be a computer station, but now it's just full of garbage. All right. Now, over on this side, this little drafting table here, zoom out a little bit for me. Thank you. Again, that's Sammy on the controls, hiding in the shadows. This is where I cut the cardboard and the foam core to mail out the artwork and the books that you guys buy from me. This, of course, is the Batman from the Warner Brothers store from many moons ago. This is Big Guy and Rusty. Ooh, it talks. This is the fart gun from Despicable Me. Come on. You're going to find stuff like that anyplace else. I want to show you this as I lean in front of the camera. This, that's a crayon drawing of Shelley I did on our very first date. We went to a restaurant where they had construction paper, white paper on the as tablecloths, and they give you a box of crayons. And so that is how I impressed her on the first date, by doing a portrait of her. Talk about pressure. This, of course, look at that. Fantastical Creatures Field Guide, How to Hunt Them Down and Draw Them Where They Live by me. Available on Amazon for like nothing. So normally this area isn't clean at all, so I'm throwing stuff off to cut cardboard, but I think I cleaned it off a little bit for you guys. So, you know, I'm doing what I can. Let's move along over to here. This is another bookshelf. I'll zoom in on that top row there. I don't have a ton of toys, but I do have a few things. That's me. This Daffy Duck maquette I got from the Warner Brothers store. Unfortunately, it got broke while we were moving, and I had to reglue it, so it's like not mint anymore, so I'm going to take it off. Zed the Zombie Game. I'm told that it doesn't hold together very well, so I left it in the box. Rango action figure. Try and find one of those. Planet Hulk diorama with the Silver Savage. That's a sideshow piece. If anybody has a helmet, an extra helmet, mine fell off and I can't find it. And I can't get one from Sideshow because they don't make them anymore. So if you have an extra helmet that goes on that, you know anybody that does, let me know. Man-Thing statue, I think that's a Bowen statue, but you know, I'm not going to pass up a opportunity for a Man-Thing statue. So I got that big Frankenstein head thing from Sideshow many moons ago. There's a it's like a Daffy Duck and Marvin Martian thing there. A couple of garage kits. Creature from the Black Lagoon and the Mummy. Actually, both really well done. You can actually see the Emir there from right up there from 20 Million Miles to Earth, and a kind of a cool Creature from the Black Lagoon type thing sitting in front of him. All right, so what's next? Well, that's the ceiling. That's my drawing table. That's where the magic happens, folks. If I'm not drawing on my lap, I'm drawing there. I gotta move some cable. All right. So my dad built this for me when I was 16. And I've used it ever since. It's phenomenal. It's huge. And what the heck is that on the drawing table? So this one's in there.
The light.
What the heck is that? Must be a commission I'm working on. Yeah, I feel pretty confident that's what that is. Looks like Sledge versus Swamp Thing. Definitely a winner. Okay. Up here on the wall, there's a couple of Scott Gustafson paintings. And then a Peter de Sèvres right there hanging up. If we continue down this right wall, see how far my cable will allow me to go. Zoom out a little bit, Lynn. You may recognize these dinosaur wall mounts from King Kong. They were from Weta Workshop, and surprisingly, they were like brand new. They were $150, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get both of them for that price. I got a bookshelf right there, and a skull hiding back there behind my little boom box, which I still use that boom box, by the way. So I got like a dinosaur collection. I'll zoom in again. So that's like all sort of my big alligator head that I got in Louisiana, and then just a bunch of dinosaur toys and statues and things. It looks like I have a light bulb burn out. out there too. Oh, says you want to zoom in just a little bit more on those if you can. Those are the dinosaur heads. Now over here is the window, which is like the front of the house. Ooh, got more toys up there. Looks like more dinosaurs and some Star Trek stuff. Down here I've got, looks like Kong versus a T-Rex. And some portfolios laying around. These are my flat files down here on the little TV action. So yeah, I have my flat files down there that are full of artwork. There appears to be a dog down there on the floor. That comes and goes. It's not a definite fixture of the place. This right here, that's a massage chair, and it works actually pretty well. So I'm kind of thrilled about that. I've got, let's see, there's some more toys. I keep putting in all these shelves to accommodate the toys. That Wonder Woman statue right there, Dan DiDio sent that to Shelley after she helped talk me into taking over Wonder Woman. So I got some Jaws toys, Frankenfat, that's hilarious. Some pop figures, some Aardman, Batman and Robin figures back there. Up here on the wall, that right there, that's a double page spread from Mystic, a big dinosaur on it, everything I kept. Let's see, Bill Stout's anniversary print to Wizards. Wait a minute. What the heck is that? Oh, that must be a piece from my coloring book. I wonder if there's anything behind it. Oh, well, we've seen that before. There'll be announcements on this coming soon, by the way. Then I got an oil painting here I've been working on. Isn't that funny? It looks blue. It's actually sort of bluish. It's much greener than what it's showing. But anyway, it's an oil painting of some a Chronosaur that someday I will finish. Anyway, so this big drafting table right here, you'll zoom out to this. That thing right here, there's a flat file underneath that full of stuff. And this drafting table right here I got from the next door neighbor when I was living in Florida. His wife was an architect, and apparently she had retired, and they had this in their garage. And I'm like, do you want this? I'm like, well, when you say want, do you mean like for free? And yeah, I took it for free. And sitting on top of it is my light table. Now let's move in here just a little bit closer. You can see pieces of paper that you know, I draw faces on all the time. This stuff's laying around here. Hey, this is a bag I put money in. There's no money in it now, though. And oh, what's this? What do you got back here? Oh, Raisinets. You know, it's a delicious treat. I think I'll have a few. Oh yeah, that's still good stuff. Now what the heck is going on here? What is this? What the heck is that? Wow. Must be something coming up. All right. Over here on the wall, the late great Paul Ryan, who was a very close dear friend of mine, gave me a couple Iron Man, and he did Sludge over there for me. That was many moons ago. Peter DeSev print of Yoda and Kermit the Frog. Up here, Jason Palmer doing his best Pirates of the Caribbean. And of course we have classic Wrightson right there, the Shh poster, which apparently is pretty darn hard to find. And I used to have the original to this, not the painting, but the pencil. And that was actually pretty tight. I think Scott Williams has it now. But I sold it a couple years ago because I panicked because I think Shelley had to quit working and we weren't really sure what our income level was going to be. So I sold it and I'm like, oh, yeah, I should have kept it. But anyway, I think that money actually went to remodeling the kitchen. So it did go to a good place. But I kept the poster. And there, I'm going to zoom in on that. So that's a cover to Wonder Woman 25 or something, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, that's my daughter in kindergarten, and that's why I keep this. She is right there. You guys have probably seen that before. Well, and just below that There's a shelf full of toys. Now, this vinyl Spider-Man thing is pretty cool. That watcher is actually worth money if I'd left it in the box. But of course I didn't. Twix, come on, not Twix, Quisp. Then we've got Count Chocula and Frankenberry bobbleheads. I mean, this is quality stuff. This is a cool toy here. Clayface from the animated series. This metal robot thing I found at one of the San Jose cons. Looks like a Beta Ray Bill back there. There's that gray Hulk, Mr. Fix-It has this big, huge torpedo gun that's, or a grenade gun that's awesome. Captain America. There's Green Goblin. There's like a little play set. I don't know if it was McFarlane or who made it, but it was recreating the cover to Spider-Man 39. He fell over. We'll just leave him there and let him rest. And that Cinco de Mayo skull that my daughter and my wife got for me whilst in Mexico without me. My daughter was on a dance cruise. You know, and of course, this is the table I set up right there for Aaron Con, but now it's just full of garbage. And oh, look, my sketchbook. And look, there's a little Christmas ornament still sitting there. So anyway, that's the back side of the door. There's a Nebraska clock. Big shock to everybody, I'm sure. Again, another shot of the toys. But there you go. That's where it is. And that's pretty much all there is. There is some movie posters in a box over there, but I'm not going to pull them out. But because I can't keep them all, obviously, hanging on the wall, so I, trade them out like any good collector of posters or art would do. You can't expose it all, so you've got to rotate them in the frames to keep it fresh. Anyway, again, another shot of Shelley's pop figure collection. Oh, and that's a page from Weird World, which was Marvel Premiere number 38. That's Plug, inked by Nino up there. And then, of course, that's John Buscema, inked by Rudy Nebres, hand-colored by Peter Ledger from the Warriors of the Shadow Realm Marvel Super Special from like 1978. It was a big color event magazine thing, and I got a page from it. So how about that? All right, cool. So I'll give Samantha a huge hand for operating the camera. Maybe at some point she will come on and entertain us with her many skills. She's actually working on a painting right now of the Beatles and Yellow Submarine. So I will, when she gets done with that, I will definitely share that. All right. So there's the tour. You demanded it. And I caved in the pressure and showed you my studio. I'll give it a little more side light over here now that we're away from, because one thing you want is a well-lit Aaron Lopresti. Okay, so we'll get to that camera in a minute. All right, let's see. There's been a lot of comments, of course, while I've been walking around giving you the studio tour. Let's see if there's any legible ones. Let's see. Nighthawk Warrior already jumped out on me, but that's all right. It's Saturday night, probably got plans. It's kind of sad that I don't, but let's see. Let's see. Hey, Aaron, happy Your Mama's Day. David Williams, a regular, really, on my show, and we'll have him back again soon for more competitive drawing since, well, he claims to have beat me twice. And so I don't know that a third one would be a rubber match if he's claimed victory on both times, but I have one more shot at revenge. All the great heavyweight boxers always would go for that third rematch, and so David and I will have to do that. Aaron brushed his hair. Yep. Yes, I do, Raven. Okay, wait a minute. Rodney's here. Rodney Labari, thank you for showing up. Humphrey Bear only stays 2 minutes, then he leaves. Okay. Now, isn't this, don't we all, really? Malibu, I had a blast working at Malibu. I really did. And I've shared that story before, but what fun times I had there. You know, I will pass that on, David. She's lurking around here someplace, but she might pop in later. I'm not sure I get that joke, Roscoe, but I'll might have just gone over my head. Let's see. Nick, I always got to put this up when someone has a comic book comment. Showcase 33 CGC 3.0 is my biggest book in my collection. Showcase 33, that's an old book. I want to say 27. Isn't 27 the first appearance of Hawkman? So it's right in that neighborhood. Nighthawk says he was leaving because there's no drawing. Oh, there'll be drawing, just not yet. Boy, everybody's like picking on Nighthawk tonight. That's let's see. Let's see. I don't like live streams. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, David, that's funny. That's good stuff. Jeff Rosimer is here. Hi, folks. I hope I didn't butcher that, Jeff. Hi, wait. Aaron works with Newt, his commander in the wizarding world. I don't know what that means. Dan Fraga's saying happy Mother's Day to Shelley. Sweet. I will pass that on, or when she sticks her head in, I'll let everybody know. Did you see a Mugatu up there? You did see a Mugatu up there, a big fuzzy one. Ken Carson is here. Thanks, Ken, for joining us. Wow, that's a lot of pops. Well, you know, I don't have a ton. They're all Shelley's because she's not really into the comic book thing, and she is kind of into Nightmare Before Christmas. So when I go to shows, I always try to pick up something for everybody, you know, to bring them back. And Shelley's a little bit harder to, I can't get her like a Star Trek phaser, you know, that doesn't really resonate with her. So I get pop figures. She thinks they're cute. And so that's why I've got all those. Let's see. I don't know that I'm going to agree with that or that I'm going to sit here and take that. I don't think I am going to take it. But, you know, when my guest comes on and says that they beat me, then I kind of have to agree with them. You know, I'm a nice host. Lloyd, hello, nice home tour. Thank you, Lloyd. I know you really wanted to see what was in my comic book boxes, although you've got 5 of everything I have anyway, so I wouldn't surprise you with anything I have. All right, I'm caught up on the chat, so that basically means that it's time to get into the show, hardcore, and then start some drawing. So I did promise some new stuff. So,
and now for something completely different.
Let's take a look at some of the, well, you know what? We'll get to it in a second. First, let's do this. Yeah, comics I like that I didn't work on. How about that? Well, I'm right now in the middle of reading The Essential Silver Surfer because all my Silver Surfer collection is in very high grade and I will not crack them open and risk damaging them. So I bought this, which is very nice. And I've got to admit, the reason I'm reading this is because of the artwork. Okay, I'm not, you know, not capping on Stan, but when you open up the book and that's the very first page you see, yeah, it's pretty quality. So Buscema drew this whole series. Sinnott inked the first 3 issues, I think, and then Sal Buscema came in and inked a ton of stuff. And then there was some other guys at the end that jumped in. I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm actually not that far along. I think I've only got to issue 5. Excuse me. So it's Raisinets. The interesting thing about this, though, I will say, and I've told the story before about me and Chris Claremont sitting out in front of the X-Men office talking about ideas for Excalibur. And then Dan, you know, the guy who was publisher at Marvel when Quesada was editor-in-chief. I had asked, we were talking about the Silver Surfer, and I asked Claremont, I go, why is the Silver Surfer so popular? And yet his books never sell that well. And then Dan, I can't think of his last name, came out and said it's because he's such a wimp, or so he's complaining or whining all the time. That's what he was. And then he just kept on walking. It was really funny. But he's right. You read this story, and this Silver Surfer is more annoying than Luke Skywalker is. I mean, he whines constantly. And I know that Stan was going for some sort of Shakespearean yada yada yada, approach, and this sort of literate approach. But man, the Silver Surfer, the coolest superhero that maybe Kirby ever created, is the most irritating to read about when Stan's writing him, because he writes him as such a whiner and complainer. And the other thing that Stan did was he tried to make him like a Jesus Christ figure, which always kind of annoys me because everybody seems to want to do that. They do it with Superman. They do it with everybody they can. It's like anybody that sacrifices for humanity is a Jesus Christ figure, even though I don't remember Jesus Christ walking around whining all the time. But anyway, and even it really becomes evident in the third issue, where the Silver Surfer is complaining about humanity hates him, and yet he'd do anything to save him, kind of thing. And then Mephisto shows up, who's basically Satan, right? And he actually tempts the Silver Surfer 3 times, just like Satan tempted Jesus in the wilderness. So he's got all this kind of, trying to make those comparisons, and I don't think it really works. But like I said, the stories are good enough. I think the Stranger issue number 5 is actually pretty good, and the Thor issue is pretty good too. And actually the Mephisto issue is fine. If I can just get past all the whining. But the artwork is fantastic, and that's why I'm reading it. So if you want to look at some really good art, check that out. Okay, so there you have it. That's comics I like that I didn't work on. So anyway, let's see, Aaron, your Fantastic Beasts book, lead character of the male. Okay, I see. So, see, Lewis, this is what happens when you try to be too clever that you have to explain your joke. You get one of these. So, watch your own videos. You said I beat you. Just saying. Oh, okay. I mean, he's right. I did it. I admitted to it. So, how it's Sledge versus Swamp Thing versus Man Thing going to Lopresti created book. Well, I don't think you can kill any of those characters. So I think eventually they would team up, and Man Thing would be wandering around the background, like just not understanding what was going on. And they would be like, come on, come this way. And he'd be like, hey, you guys look like me. I'll go with you. So they would team up to defeat some dastardly villain. I actually do have a Man Thing one-shot that Marvel never let me do, where he's abducted by aliens and they mess around with his mind, and he actually activates his intelligence, like Flowers for Algernon, if you're familiar with that, or the movie Charlie with Cliff Robertson. So a Man Thing gets like intelligence, but then it starts to fade and he goes back to being, so he has to like save the planet while he's still smart enough to stop the aliens, kind of thing. Anyway, sounds brilliant to me, but what are you going to do? No, David, he just won't let it go. So he's saying he only agreed with my assessment when he said that he claimed victory. So no, I'm a big fan of David's work, so obviously I'm always going to like his better than mine. Roscoe wants Garbage Man to come in and defeat them all. I think he might. I think he just might. Let's see. Nighthawk Warrior can't take it anymore. He's got to go to sleep. All right, well, you're going to miss the drawing, so check out, later the video on YouTube, and you'll get your drawing portion of the show. Lloyd wants a sneak peek. Well, Lloyd, I did show us Avengers number 4. You must not have been here yet. So, okay. So now let's get into a couple of things here. One, I think it's time to settle in and take a look at some precious moments from yesteryear. Wow. That really was yesteryear. That was like 1919, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood. If you have not seen that movie, I highly recommend it. I mean, yeah, it's silent, but I mean, Lon Chaney Sr., the makeup's incredible considering what he had to work with. It's just, that's a really good silent horror film. So check that out in all seriousness. But anyway, okay. So another thing I wanted to share with you guys is as we started doing this, and it's unfortunate that Shelley's not here to experience this, but I get a lot of questions about, yeah, Aaron, we know what you do at a show, but what does Shelley do at a show? And so now it's time for another segment of yeah. So Shelley, we have this thing at San Diego. It started off being called the Scott Benefill Night. It's a long story, but getting Scott to actually go to dinner with us, because whenever he had a girlfriend, he was always too busy for his friends. So whenever we corralled him, we'd say, "Oh, it's tonight's Scott Benefill Night," and then we'd go out to dinner. Well, then it became Benefest. It became this big event. Now we have like 30 or 40 people that go to it every year, and the number's always growing. And so I give out the Person of the Year award. And so the very first year, Shelley hadn't gone to San Diego for 5 or 6 years, and she made the big comeback. So I thought that deserved the prize. So she won the inaugural Person of the Year award. Samantha, we can see your head now on the camera. What are you doing? She's crawling on the floor to keep from being seen on the camera, and she's being seen anyway. So, oh my goodness. Let me get it for you. My daughter's a dancer.
Sorry.
She performs on stage, and yet she will not go on camera. Wow. I tell you, it's crazy. So anyway, Shelley was the first award winner. Then I want to say the next year, I think Dave Ulbrich won, and then I think Chris Olm won, and then shockingly, my son won. You can tell who's deciding on who gets the awards. But it's a fun time. We do that every year at San Diego, if there ever will be a San Diego again. Oh, Alex Johnson. I've had dinner at his house. Kathy and I are heading to see my brother and his wife plus Rose City Comic Con. I will be there, Alex. Look forward to seeing you guys. That'll be awesome. Just did a video on various special effects makeup guys a week ago yesterday. Talked about Chaney quite a bit. Well, Chaney, Dick Smith, the guy who did American Werewolf in London, whose name just ticks me off. Must be old age. Rick Baker, and then Rob Bottin, of course. Those are, then you get into Stan Winston, and yeah, some great guys. That was, what it was, and thank you for saying that. And when you come big with the compliments, you don't go away empty-handed. So thank you very much. I always appreciate a few kind words. Now let's see. Yeah, there's plenty of moments like that around here, David. Yeah, I'm sure you know as well. Okay, so one more thing. I have a new feature that I'm adding to the show. The work I do, to prepare for these shows, just for you guys, I think is really remarkable, and I deserve to pat myself on the back. If I could make my arm do that right now, I would, but I can't. So let me show you my newest feature that I'm going to start doing regularly on this show. So watch your monitors, please. Yeah, how about that? Now that is according to Marvel Comics, The Untold Story. I read that. It's like in the first 3 pages of the book, and it blew me away. I was like, wow, how lucky would you have to be to say, hey, let's ride the Hindenburg back. That'll be fun. Oh, we don't have 2 seats together. Okay, well, we'll just... That was an accident. Sorry about that. Woo, the professionalism here is crazy. All right. So that's what I've got for you in terms of the variety show format that I've really changed this into, because I can't do a video without actually being as crazy and as silly as possible. So now I'm going to take out the old drawing pad. I don't have to compete with David Williams. He may be drawing right now, but I'm not going to show you his stuff. So all you'll do is see mine, and that means I get to win. Oh, yeah. I always want to drop this in real quick. He covered Jack Pierce as well, who was, of course, did the makeup for The Mummy, Frankenstein, The Wolfman, all the Universal horror films. I didn't do The Creature from the Black Lagoon, but that was really more of a suit than it was a makeup job. But yeah, Jack Pierce is freaking incredible. So there you go. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I felt like. I didn't even realize I actually hit that button, and I was looking around going, did Shelley somehow get her, you know? But yeah, she's got powers that extend beyond my studio. What do you mean it's getting a little corny? I don't know. I can't take that. That's double for that comment. This show is all about corn. It's like it's like a Thanksgiving feast practically of corn. There's one for the blooper reel. Absolutely. All right. Okay. So let's get to drawing. I don't know why I got Dr. Doom on my mind, but I do. So I'm going to draw him. So we'll go down here. I'll adjust my camera. There we go. Still adjusting. I think that's pretty good. Maybe we'll zoom out a tad here. All right, so all I have to do is find a pencil, which you'd think would be easy in an art studio, but all right. So I'm not going to do a full figure. I'm just going to do a headshot because I'm lazy. Oh, you know what? I have a big announcement I wanted to make. AaronCon 2021 is coming very soon. In fact, it should be the first weekend in June. I got to look at my calendar, but I just wanted to give you guys the heads up that we will have at least 2-day, possibly 3-day event as I have a drink from my water container here. A cornucopia. There you go. See, that's what I like to see. I want you guys to get involved with the bad jokes because then it's just not me. So once again, let's give C. This is a show about participation, really. Oops. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go Doom. Big old Doom headshot. Maybe a bust shot. Maybe Doom is always kind of interesting because you can always mess around with his armor a little bit and take some liberties. Like, I'm not really sure how his mouth works. You know, does the jaw actually move up and down, do you think? Or is it just like an open area that he speaks out of? I don't know. nose comes out a little too far, I think. Made me think about when they gave Iron Man the nose. I used to hate that look. Never liked that look. Now, I may have talked about this before too, but, what are you going to do? Referencing the Marvel Comics, The Untold Story again, the author in there tells a story of kind of how Stan was very actually disconnected with Marvel Comics. Once Roy Thomas took over as editor-in-chief, Stan spent all of his time kind of trying to get in the door at Hollywood, get in the door in Hollywood. And so he really had very little to do with what was going on the day-to-day publishing side. So apparently he came in one time, he'd come in like once a month or once every few months or something. And he was looking at some Iron Man pages and he said, shouldn't Iron Man have a nose? I mean, where's his nose go? And so everybody freaked out, and so they added the nose, right? And then I guess months later, Stan comes back in and he's looking through the pages of Iron Man, and apparently he says, what the heck does Iron Man have a nose for? That looks stupid. And so then they got rid of the nose again. So the story goes. That's you would have thought, oh, they're doing something really creative here. They're trying some new things. No, apparently it was as simple as everybody thinking Stan wanted something, and then Stan forgot he'd said it or didn't really want it. And as a result, we ended up with months or maybe even years of Iron Man with a nose, which I did not think was a good look. So, and you got to be careful with Doom's hood, because he does not have the pointy thing like the Spectre does. It goes just kind of rounds off like that. But he does have the pointy thing back here, right? And then he has these thingies here for his big old Doom cape. Now, he's all deformed, so I always like to, you don't see much of his eyes, but I like to put a lot of wrinkles and stuff, what you can see in here. Because he is all creepy, weird, deformed. So I don't think that eye is close enough. I think it needs to be over here farther. So actually, you know why I was thinking of Doom? Because Doom is sort of getting hot in the collector's market right now. And I have his appearance in Marvel Superheroes number 20. And I have a nice near mint copy of that. And it's kind of like, it's like worth $700 or $800 now. I mean, I got it for like $20, So that was one of those investments that paid off. But so yeah, so I was like looking at my Doom books that I have, and if there's any more I should get while they're still affordable. And I was just actually looking at a copy of I think it's Daredevil 37 and 38, where Doom appears in. It has two really nice covers back to back on it, on those two issues. And I used to have them back when I had a Daredevil collection before I sold it, but so I kind of want to go back and get that, because those are kind of cool issues. And so I kind of got Doom on the brain. He needs to be a little bit more angry looking, I think. We'll squint his eyes up a bit. Put some shadow in here, maybe. He's got the bolts up here. I don't know if he has them below his eyes, but I'm putting them there anyway. I always had him with a kind of mechanical jaw there that I've always figured it would open and close. So we go from cornucopia to a plethora of cornucopias.
Logical.
I think so. That makes sense. Okay. So I actually did, I've been kind of pumping on social media, and I showed you guys on a previous stream, the science, a couple pages from that science fiction story I'm working on for Encode Graphics. And they're a small publisher, and it's going to be a black and white. And I don't know, he kind of got me at the right time and was like, hey, do you want to write and draw a story for me? And I'm like, yeah. So I created this storyline that's actually, it's not just a story, but it's kind of it's like a bigger storyline that I could actually go back and do a series or something on. It's not actually my cup of tea in terms of stuff I love, because it's a dystopian sort of future Blade Runner kind of thing, which is cool, but it's, it's not really my favorite material. But he wanted some, kind of cyberpunk sort of dystopian sci-fi story, so that's what I gave him, and it actually turned out pretty well. And so I developed the characters and some storylines. I was like, wow, this could actually be its own series. So anyway, I just finished doing I rewrote did the changes on the script that needed to be done, I felt, on it, and then did a balloon placement, which is always a pain in the butt. And got that finally turned in, and I've got a cover due for the magazine in 2 weeks. So I don't know how or when that's going to be available, but as soon as I do, I will let you guys know. But I got an 8-page story in there that I wrote, penciled and inked, and then I'm doing the cover as well. So that was kind of fun. That was the first comic story I'd done since I got back to drawing right-handed. Now I got a couple covers for some other indie things to do. And then I'm going to have huge announcements for Aaron Con in terms of projects I got coming up and what have you and all that kind of stuff. So I'm saving all that for Aaron Con. And hopefully I'll have an announcement next week about something else if I can get to it. This is a, let me answer a question here. What pencil hardness is it? It's a HB. An HB, this is a Derwent graphic. Honestly, I don't normally draw with these. I do it when I'm sketching and stuff, and I'm not worrying about being too tight or anything. But I actually use a mechanical pencil, a 0.3, which is a really fine line, and they break real easy. But I use the HB lead. I found that to be, I used to draw with an F, but it was a little too soft. And so I found that HB sort of to be, it's right in the middle, and it's perfect for me. Jeff, have you been asleep? Geez. Tell you. Does that answer your question? He doesn't look pissed enough, but he will. I mean, Doom's never casual, is he? I mean, he's always pissed, or in the very least, brooding, right? Well, let's see. I'm going all in on this. I'm going markers and everything, so we're going to see this kind of evolve and see what it becomes. Good. Jeff feels validated now, and I'm glad, because that's what I'm here for, Jeff, to make sure that you are validated for the time that you spend watching this ridiculous live feed. So I'm using my 0.5. Normally I'd go with the 0.8, but this 0.5 is brand new, so it actually has a pretty heavy line. It's after they get beat down a little bit that they start to, line gets wimpier and not as heavy. So I hang on to pens and stuff way too long. When they start to lose their potency, shall we say, I need to ditch them. Instead, I just hang on to them until they just, I'm basically scratching in the paper to get a line. I'll do my best to make sure that I actually stay on camera this whole time I'm drawing this. See, guys are... See, there you got a two-time champion of the draw-off. He's coming in talking trash. This is, again, this is like the, he's coming in before the next match, where they have the weigh-in and, and they kind of like talk a little trash to each other in front of the, into the media. I think that's what David's doing. Oh my goodness. You guys. Now, I don't know how many of you guys check out the Professional show, but I want to say David Williams and I are more, shall we say, PG guys than R-rated guys. And the show gets a little risque at times. And so the last show I did with David last week, I put a PG rating box down at the bottom of the promo for the show as a little bit of a joke. And I thought, you know what, maybe I should do that. You guys are always so, we have good fun, but you guys are always well-mannered, and I appreciate that. I've seen a few of Ethan Van Sciver's feeds, and that stuff gets a little crazy. We want to keep it under control here, and for the most part, you guys do, and I appreciate it. Now, that's not an invitation for everybody to start dropping F-bombs in the message chest just to prove me wrong. Now he's going Muhammad Ali on me. Or as those of us who are really old remember him as Cassius Clay. Now I know he changed his name for religious reasons, but when you have a name like Cassius Clay and you're a heavyweight champion, oh, don't change it. See, I was the same way with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I thought Lou Alcindor, I thought, what a great name that is. And then he changed it. So, but Oh, Lloyd's got bidding on a Fantasy for issue 5 in 5 minutes. You know why? Because he only has 6 of them. He really wants that 7th copy. So enjoy, Lloyd. Hope you get it. That, of course, would be the first appearance of Dr. Doom. I don't have the kind of money to buy the books I really want to get. I'm a very frustrated collector. Hey, Johnny is in the house. Johnny, if you're just checking in, you missed all the really stupid jokes at the beginning of the video, so you have to go back and check it out later. And a tour of the studio, which, let me try that again in English. A tour of the studio, which you may never get again. So That's right. All you latecomers, and I know it's Saturday evening, and everybody's got better things to do than this, I'm sure, other than me apparently. But if you came in late, go back after the show and check out the beginning if you want a studio tour. Man, I hope they don't put Doctor Doom in the new FF movie. I think we've seen enough of failed attempts on him. I would like to see Annihilus coming in from the negative zone. To me, that's a pretty good villain. Or Galactus done right would be good. I mean, the Silver Surfer they did in the previous FF movies, he looked fine. He looked like he should look, but the whole Galactus thing didn't work for me. If you can do Thanos, you can do Galactus. Lewis is suggesting round 3 between you and Brock should be Annihilus. Only I want in on the action and draw 2. Oh, see, you think you can crowd in on my show, Lewis, but that's not how it works. Oh man, is that not true, or is that not true, huh? Oh my goodness, I don't really have a. I need like a laughing person clip to go to on stuff like that, because that's funny and it's true. Wait a minute. Let's. Lloyd says he only has 2, so he needs a 3rd copy that's been graded a 7.0. Don't have a graded copy yet. A 7.0 of number 5. That's got to be like what, a $10,000 book or something? Oh, you high rollers, man. Can you tell us what you're hoping to get it for, or do you want to keep that a secret? Because I am curious. Well, if I have David Williams on, or I should say when I have David again, we're going to have to do pie again, because I just think we either, or some other dessert perhaps, because we've either talked about pie or eaten pie when he's on the show. So it's almost like I think an expectation at this point, because I really do want to morph this live stream into just completely like a food show. Like I think we'll do an episode of me cooking. I'll do a recipe and we'll do some cooking. If Christopher Walken can do a YouTube video on cooking, I can. I don't even really know what that means. How that's even a comparison. Just because Christopher Walken can do it, I should do it. But anyway. I've got a lot of recipes that I created myself that I'm quite pleased with. Now look at these are the new Copic markers. They're not big and kind of squarish like the old ones were. So what does this tell you? It tells you they don't hold as much ink. They're charging just as much, and they don't hold as much ink, and the refills are smaller too and don't hold as much ink. So they want you to believe they redesigned them for what, a fashion statement or something, but really it's to get more. Oops, I dropped my cap. It's to get more money out of us and give us, and give us less product. I mean, that's really what we're talking about, isn't it? All right. Now we get this back over here. There we go. I want value. Why can't I get value? Johnny Fitz says he likes the Copic markers. Now, I'm not, is that, I don't know what those are. Or maybe I do know and I just don't know. Well, that's what these are. These are the new ones. So you like these better because of the simplicity. Well, doggone it. Okay. Oh, look at Shelly's in the house. Shelly, since you're watching, I think hopefully you're still watching. Roscoe Davis threatened to leave because you wouldn't come on camera. He said, if you're not on, why should he even watch? And we've had other people bemoaning the fact that you didn't come on camera. So you're letting the people down. I just want you to know that. And much loved by our band of regulars. In fact, I accidentally ran your special segment twice. First time I did it on purpose. Second time was an accident. So they got Shelly's con moments twice. But the music that I had with it is kind of a funky beat. So, you know, it's good quality. See, Johnny's like special. See, you missed all the features, Johnny. I did, David. I picked up a couple of them. I just haven't used them yet. But I was in Blix the other day, and I hunted those out, and I'm going to give them a shot. Oh, wait a minute. The door's opening.
Such a loser.
Shelly is in the house.
Such a loser.
But I won't turn the camera on her.
Don't.
She's ill prepared for...
No, there will be no viewing pleasure. Sorry. Headache day.
Samantha tried to crawl in and sneak in and get tape, but that was on this camera, not this one. And so you could see her crawling on the floor behind me trying to get tape. And I'm like, you know, I can see you, right? She's like, no.
How'd she do on the camera?
Oh, well, she was mostly busy on her phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, close up, please. And then she would do it.
Oh, I gotcha. Wow, I can see the floor in here.
I know.
That's impressive. We should do that like once a month. You have to clean it so you can show it.
That's my motivation.
Yeah. Looks good.
Well, good enough.
Oh,
better.
Yeah.
Better is, I guess, is probably the operative.
Thanks, Johnny. Well, I'll see if he spoils me. They already kind of took me shopping yesterday. Good. Thanks, Rodney. What? Oh.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, let's see.
Well, this is like is it All About Eve or A Star Is Born? A Star Is Born. I'm the star. I bring Shelly on, and she surpasses me, and I become an old has-been.
Right.
She's a rising
but
star.
I have no talent, so there.
No,
you
I'll
go.
tell you. Some of you came in late, and because Shelly's just here now, let's go back and do this for a third time because it's always a charm.
was rigged, though.
I already explained it was. But-
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, you'd been gone from San Diego for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And it was your big comeback.
Yep.
And so
Yep. Busy.
had to reward you for making the
raising
effort.
kids. Can't be as bad as my wife. She hit her temple on. Ooh, ow. Big. Ooh. Well, mine's really just pinched nerves in my neck. So it's kind of a yucky. I've had 4 back surgeries. So yeah. Although I got my Botox injections
me.
this week. No, I don't get Botox for wrinkles. Maybe. I don't know. I've been getting Botox so long, I might have wrinkles and don't even know.
That's right.
But yeah. So Botox flares you up. Doesn't work like it does in the movies. Like, what was that, Christmas with the Cranks with Tim Allen?
Holy
And they
shit.
can't eat food, and it's just
Yeah.
real. Yeah,
It's
no.
not that bad.
Makes you muscles all cranky for about a week, and then oh, good.
Lloyd, are you
times.
gonna share with us how much you bid on that FF5? It's fun time at the Casa Pazzi. Is it? You guys partying tonight,
Well, no,
Jeff?
'cause she hit her head.
Oh,
thrown
okay, I
on the
missed
cabinet
it.
door.
Sorry.
I'm
I'm being
keep them up.
insensitive to your.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing. Ugh. No, I should be used to it. I've been getting these headaches for a couple decades, but oh well, could be worse.
But as
Could be raining.
our friends in
Oh, wait.
from ABBA like to say, she is a super trooper about it.
Super trooper. Well, for a while they thought I had a brain tumor, so
So yeah, when you find out you don't have a brain tumor,
Yep.
that's actually
I'll
a
take
good
the
thing.
messed up neck. No, you just kind of. I keep telling myself, could be worse, could be worse. Some days are worse than others. It's all good.
Oh, as we say around here, it could be worse. It could be raining.
And then you look outside and it's Oregon. You go,
Oh,
oops.
it is raining.
A little bit. Why are the Blazers wearing Oregon?
Because they're from Oregon? I
It's
don't
just
know what
dumb,
your
though.
question is.
They should wear unnecessary lockdowns. That's what their jersey should say.
And
Governor
Shelley
Brown
brings
is
in the
a-
politics.
Yeah, Governor Brown is a tool. That's what they should say.
Oh, man.
Governor Brown is a tool and a fool. Oh, well. All right, Husker.
Okay, Lloyd says he was outbid. Excuse me a moment. Got to raise my bid again. Are you going to tell us what you're bidding? I'm going to go on eBay and find out what you're bidding, Lloyd.
Back to work at 5 a.m. That's just gross. He's got to raise his bid again.
Ugh.
It must be nice to be able to like raise your bid.
On an FF number 5, which is like a $10,000 book. Or
Booyah.
more, probably. That's what I'm trying to get him to.
Wow. We'd have to sell a kidney.
Yep. Or I have to sell some of my other books. That's no
You should
fun.
have married better.
Gosh darn it. It's
Darn
too
it.
late to do anything about it now.
Oh, maybe your next
I'm already
wife.
committed.
We have our own set of tools in Michigan.
Boy, isn't that the...
$9,000. $9,000.
Well, you know what, Johnny? Working at a coffee shop is not the life if you want to sleep in, because I would imagine most of your business is
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
Hi, Husker Boo. Hi, baby. Ugh. I couldn't do it. They'd be like, Shelly, you can't drink all the coffee. We have to serve the customers.
I just
I'd say,
need one more
"Leave me
cup. I just need
alone.
one more
Just
cup
leave
to
me
wake up."
alone," as I'm lying underneath the counter, sleeping. Wish I'd done more research.
Okay,
when I was
so
thinking of
Lloyd, there he
John's
goes.
book.
There it is. This dude is a high.
That's why I said 9,000.
Oh,
Do you not listen to me?
I'm drawing. Okay, here now it's on.
Bring it.
Here
We're
we
gonna
go.
throw hands.
Look at that. Wow. I'm telling you.
Yikes. Alone. Bet you smell good though when you get done. You work in a coffee shop.
A rush of 30. You deal with them soul. You got to make the coffee and serve it.
I bet people would like follow him
Wow.
around during the day and just be like,
What's that smell?
Coffee,
Coffee. Hey, do you know we have a bikini coffee place right on 99, just right around the corner?
bikini.
Yeah, where
Like-
the girls they work, they're in bikinis, and so you
Oh,
go.
good Lord. Think they'd hire me? You're like, ma'am?
I was up in at a Seattle show.
I'm drawn here.
I won't say with who, but as we were driving, I like, did you
Wow.
see that bikini? He goes, what? Drive back by again. I won't say who told me to do it, but
Let's see. Joshua.
no, I'm not. Don't. Don't.
Hmm.
It would be somebody they know. That's what.
Oh. Really? Recently? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. When was that?
Well, it was a couple of years ago.
Bikini coffee. Wow.
Yeah.
Caffeine and a grope.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't think you can touch.
that on the menu?
I don't think you can touch the
Is that on the
servers.
menu?
I don't think you can touch the servers.
Great if one of my students watches this later. He says, "Oh,
Mm.
oh man." Oh, I think it's time for another pain pill. Speaking of pain pills, oh my gosh, Portland, down 13-4.
Okay, don't ruin it for me.
Well,
I'm taping it.
no, you're not.
I am too.
Taping.
Okay, I'm not
How
taping.
old
and
are you?
Okay, yeah, that's
100?
that's exactly how old am I? I am recording it on a DVR. How's that?
Okay, that's better.
See, you'll give him Johnny.
Let's see.
Johnny's laughing till he's crying, so that's good.
Um,
See, there's Roscoe. He's back now that you're here. Roscoe showed up.
I'm sure. But the question is, does Johnny have to wear a bikini when he serves his coffee?
I probably would not. I think he's in Chicago. It's probably too cold.
Coldy.
Winston Go from the Philippines is here. How about that? Or
Winston.
Singapore, excuse me.
Somewhere far away.
Yeah. They have signs
Makes
now on the
sense.
drive-through speakers around me telling customers to be patient and nice to the staff as they are running short-staffed. I found them
yeah.
in 10 different places. Well, at least they're.
Well, yeah, because, well, in some places, they're making more money not working. Oh, I'm going to get political. I better not. What's what they're saying? They're having trouble finding people to work who want to work
Let's hear
because they're making more money off of government handouts. All right.
I'm going gray.
You're going gray? Me too.
Well, on this drawing, but I've already gone gray. Otherwise.
Mm.
So let's see.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for joining us.
They ate raw. Oh,
See,
it's taping. I know. I already got it. Way behind David. I already shamed him. Shamed him.
see, now people are they're asking for it at the.
Give him the jellyfish.
So
I don't like the jellyfish.
yeah.
I thought you had gone gray already, sir. Yep.
More
Both
gone,
are.
more gone than gray. I'm more gray than gone, but
Yeah. Your goatee's even gray. That doesn't look bad.
it's white, really.
I have
Can we even
finally
say it?
embraced my gray hair. Decided to call them God's highlights. It's cheaper that way. That's good.
See this? You get loose with this stuff, and it smears the black, which is okay
Don't
because
do
I'm
that.
going gray.
Oh.
Keeping it loose, man.
All right. Oh, I like your commission thing up here.
Oh, the sludge versus swamp thing.
Blue versus green, whatever. All right, I'll check in later.
Shelly is leaving the house and tripped on her way out the door, but did not fall. Do a little gray effect in here for some metal feel going here. I still think this is like if Doom was posing for his, his like royal portrait at where's he, Latveria or wherever he's from. It's kind of like the slightly menacing, but not like over the top crazy Doom. It's kind of like, yeah, don't mess with me, Doom. But he feels very confident of himself right now, which I think is a trait of Dr. Doom, right? He's always very confident of himself. And like clockwork, my son starts texting me while I'm doing a show because that's his way. My daughter's like, turn your ringer off, turn your ringer off. And I'm like, how do I know if people are texting me if I don't know if people are texting me if I have the ringer off, right? I mean, that's a logical, right? I saw that they were doing a reboot of the Mosquito Coast, and I was like, hang on a second. Was that even that popular of a movie? I mean, I know Harrison Ford was in it, but seriously? They're redoing that? Ken, is this available? Ken, one thing you should learn about me is everything is always available. Okay. But don't ask me the price because I'll have to determine that when I get it done. Depends how much work I put into it. My son is bidding on comics right now, along with Lloyd the Collector on eBay. They're probably bidding against each other. It really ticks you off when your son actually has more disposable income than you do. He's getting his Green Goblin fix on, though, for the most part. He's going in and... because he didn't really collect comics all that much. He did a little bit when he was a kid. He kind of collected vicariously through me because I, of course, was collecting and still am. And he got into movie posters, and he's got a few books. And he gets into, a mood where he's goes after comics again, and then he gets out of the comic mood for a while, and then he gets back into it. It's really tough sledding right now because the collector's market is just exploding. So prices are through the roof. So it's really hard to get a good deal on anything. But those of us who are diligent. like Lloyd the Collector, find the deals. But unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but right now our main priority is getting my daughter through college. So my big ticket items are going to be waiting for a while, I think, before I can get back into some serious comic buying. Although I will say I buy 90% of the books when they're expensive books. I buy them at shows, and there really hasn't been any shows. So maybe when I get back into shows here later this year, I might have the opportunity to buy some more quality collectibles. See, here he comes again. Yeah, do a few more shiny little So even though I've drawn this jaw so it sort of detaches so you figure it can move a little bit, kind of like, I'm not really sure how that works. But in comic book land, do we really need to know how it works? I don't think we do. I think I have a green marker, so I think I can actually go in and do the green cloak. Okay, I want some clarification here. I didn't say he makes more than me. I said he has more disposable income because he makes almost as much as I do, and he's not married, so yet. So, what is your son bidding on? That's an excellent question. He's looking at. I told him to jump in on Spider-Woman if he can find a high-grade copy cheap, and I think he's looking at that, like a 9.6 or something like that, and then a Secret Wars 8 because that's starting to take off again with the first appearance of the Spider-Man's black costume. He just bought a bunch of he bought Spider-Man 121, 122, 136, 137, some Goblin appearances, all 9.2s slabbed. And he's hitting me up for a cover recreation. And he wants me to do a cover recreation. He's like, he wants to pay me for it. And I'm like, I feel really bizarre taking money from him. But my wife goes, oh, he's got plenty of it. And I'm like, yeah, but I still do feel weird. So he's like, what if I bought you this comic and traded it to you for the artwork? And I'm just like, he knows how to get to me, that's for sure. He's also looking for a Spider-Man 40, but that's kind of exploded. And he's got a 39, which of course has the great cover, but he'd like a 40. And he's also looking at 96, 97, and 98, the 3 Goblin and the drug issues. So he's keeping his eye on a couple things right now. Doom needs a few dings in his armor. I mean, a guy that's basically trying to destroy the world constantly and fighting with the FF, you figure he's going to have a few dings in his armor, right? Let's see. Yeah, he would love to have that FF5, but I don't think he's willing to drop that much money on a comic. I'm friends with Richard, who runs, I can't think of his last name, who runs Bedrock City. And he has, what a collection that guy has. And he has shown it to me. Got some just miraculous Golden Age books in fabulous condition. So whenever I end up down there in Houston and do a store signing, he cracks out the good stuff, and I cry like a baby. You know, he's got like an 8.5 of Master Comics. I want to say it's 21, which is the first appearance of Captain Nazi, and the first part of the first appearance of Captain Marvel Jr. It's a 3-part story, and yeah, and an 8.5. You know, it's just like, kidding me. I'll bet even the collector doesn't have that. Oh, see, now David beats me a couple times in sketches, and he's teaching me color theory. I know that, David. But I don't have any colored pencils within reach. So I'm probably gonna, oh no, I was afraid this black was gonna smear, but it's not doing too bad. I'll try and have a light touch here. So Lloyd Delegard has you have a large Lego collection as well. So he truly is the collector. I mean, I collect stuff too. Like I said, I got some action figures. I got some original artwork. I've got some movie posters, but I'm not, even my comic collection is not outrageously large. But I have sold it twice since I started collecting. So it was pretty big at one point. But I decided to get rid of most of my mid-grade stuff, which was the majority of my collection. And then, like I said on a previous stream, I got so frustrated. Okay, that green is not even showing up, but that's green. That is not warm gray. For some reason, this camera, I don't know. I've tried to adjust the color on it, and it just, for some reason, interprets some colors really weird, and green and blues it really has a problem with. So even though this looks like gray, it's actually green. It's like my camera is colorblind. So I will post this on Facebook when it's done, so you can actually see what it looks like in color. Yeah, that's what I say. That's what Winston's saying, the same thing I am. He came out looking more dignified than than threatening. But what are you going to do? Oh, Lewis wants to know the largest my comic collection was at its height. Okay, well, everything in my closet now is short boxes, and I have about, I think I just have like 1,500 books. I got rid of everything that was post 1980. Yeah, some of them I should have kept, like probably Miller's Wolverine miniseries. Probably would have been smart to keep that, but I got rid of everything because I just like old books. And although 80s are now considered old, I would imagine, but I probably had, because I had runs of like Daredevil and Captain America, which I've gone back in and rebought. I'm still collecting Cap and Avengers and things like that. Not full runs. I never had like an Avengers #1 or no. But I'm going to say I probably had 20 long boxes. So that would be what, 250 books per long box about. So what's that? Maybe 4,000 books. I mean, it's again, it's not an astronomically huge collection. I bought a ton of books. Most of my books I bought before I turned 16, because from the ages of like 9 to when I got my first car, every penny I made went to buying comic books. But I was never a high roller. I think I remember getting, when I was probably 12, there was a mail order comic place in Philadelphia, and you'd order from the back of a comic book. They would have you could send them like 25 cents or whatever, and they would send you their order list or the comics they had, right? And they had a VF copy of Spider-Man 28, which is the first appearance of the Molten Man, which is an all-black cover and really hard to find in high grade. I had a really nice copy of it, and it would cost me $5. That was back when I was 12, And I sold that when I sold my Spider-Man collection, out of the frustration of realizing I would never, ever, ever get Spider-Man #1 or Amazing 15. So I was like, I'd completed the collection, so I was like, yeah, I'll sell it and get something else. And that's kind of what I did. And again, this was 5 or 6 years ago. And now you think, oh my gosh, everything's exploding right now. But only hold on to it for 5 more years. I'd have made 3 times as much money. But you can always say that too. Stuff generally always goes up. Wait a minute. Let's see, where are we at here? Well, Ken says he is colorblind. He thought it was gray, but it looks gray on camera. What you're seeing looks gray. It's very green. You just, for some reason, my camera is not picking up the colors. Johnny's out of here, has to go to bed. Johnny, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. See, now he's going overboard. And when you go overboard, you get double treatment. So, let's see. Hope you kept your run of Wonder Woman. Well, the only run of Wonder Woman I had were the ones I drew. I had no clue. When I took over Wonder Woman, I had no clue about that character at all. I'd call up Terry Dodson, who had just left the book, and I'd like, who's this and what's that? And of course, Terry, I don't know. And, so I had to do quite a bit of Gail, Gail knew a lot of that stuff, but I had to dig up a lot of reference on Wonder Woman, because I was never a Wonder Woman reader ever. So yeah, I think I have an annual that Art Adams drew from like the mid 80s or late 80s. And I think that I might have a couple of those Boland covers because the covers were just so good. But other than that, Gary Sull is right there. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Now let's see here. What is the Claremont Wolverine miniseries? Oh, well, if are they in if they're in near mint condition, Steve, we might be able to work out a deal. Richard's out of here. Good night, Richard. Even though he's in California, he's probably got something to do though. See, that's the first thing you said I agree with. Not really. I'm kidding. David is a wonderful artist and very very knowledgeable. We kid each other because we care. I think I said this in the last live feed. I might have said it to David. I only hang around with artists that are better than me, so it makes me look better, you know. So if I bring someone on the show, that's because I have a great deal of respect for them. So David Williams wants me to put a little blue and purple in there. I don't even think I have any. No, I don't. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to go dig it up. So I got some green in there. Yeah, so that's kind of the kind of monarchy looking Doom, right? I want to soften that green just a little bit. So I'm going to go over it with a little warm gray. Give me some. Of course, as soon as I want to use my warm gray, it's out of ink, and I lack the motivation to refill it. So here comes the green colored pencil. So Lewis, you'd asked earlier about laying marker down and colored pencil over the top. This is exactly what I do. And then I go and kind of smear the pencil a little bit to soften it. When I'm doing a commission, I don't go quite as bold with the colored pencil as I'm doing right here. A tissue around here. Yeah, here we go. So I'll take a tissue like this and kind of go in and smear it a little bit. This paper is really, really slick, so it doesn't break the colored pencil up as much as it does in a rougher one, but it still works. But sometimes, especially when I'm doing a sketch like this, I'll leave the lines in because I kind of like that sort of process look to it. Where if it was, you know, a finished piece of work, I probably wouldn't be quite as bold with the colored pencil strokes. But again, you can't, I don't know if you can really, maybe you can see kind of the lines in there. And again, this is very green. And it looks gray on camera, so I don't know. Maybe I just don't know how to use my camera very well, which would not be a shock. Even at film school, I had like I didn't pay attention in my technical classes, like on, you know, sound and camera, because all I cared about was writing and directing. So I didn't really spend a lot of money and didn't learn much, but I had a great time. Alrighty. I want to do a little outline here in warm. Sequin says extraordinary. Thank you very much. Sam Senker says the eyes are intense. Well, it is Doom, and Doom is intense, but thank you. Oops, I didn't want to go that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go warm gray. Maybe I'm colorblind. All right, let's try that again. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go warm gray. Although I don't know that you guys, again, on the speed can actually tell the difference. Does anybody have any idea what color Dr. Doom's eyes are? I'll wait. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodness. There's Winston, very nice. Now, Winston bought a lot of original art from me too, so he's one of my favorite people. Let's give Winston a big round of applause. Oh, his eyes are blue, really? Well, do I have I think I got a blue pen sitting under someplace. If I can find it. See, this is what happens when you clean up your mess. You can't find anything. Eee, Christmas. Yeah, I do have a blue. Oops. Oh, I'll get Winston off there. Let's see here. Sam, I don't remember what originals you bought from me, but I appreciate the fact that you still have them. Here we go with blue. I don't even know, will it even show up as blue? Yeah, kind of. Does that look like blue? No, it looks like gray, but it's blue. What the heck? It might as well be a black and white camera, for crying out loud. That would just be like me, right? To have a, yeah, we don't need color. We'll just go black and white. All right, hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. Doggone it. I came over to get a pencil, and now I can't remember what I came over for. Oh, there it is. Okay. There. Putting in just a little bit of blue. Make David Williams happy. Yeah, I feel bad. You guys have to kind of like have to wait to see what this looks like on Facebook when I scan it. It's kind of irritating, but a little highlight there, even though I left highlights on here. I still like to go in, and makes me feel like I'm getting some use out of my my charcoal pencil, put little highlights in there. I wonder if I filled in those black areas right there, if it'd make him look a little bit more angry. Not really. But you know what I can do? I can go in. All right, guys, I don't think that there's really anything else I can do except sign this thing, admit that I drew it. Oh, I think this is, I don't know. Ken, I don't know. Color, probably 150. I don't know. So there you have it. I'll post this in full, beautiful color on Facebook as soon as I can scan it. My favorite one, I know, was Splash from Convergence. Oh, you have that? Oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. Sorry, Ken. My favorite one is the double splash from Convergence 7 with Superman, Supergirl, Manhunter. Oh, wow, Sam, thank you. That was a good page, and not a cheap page, so I appreciate your support. This is funny. 3 different sites at brown, green, and blue, so it seems to be artist choice. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Rodney. Thanks, Lloyd. Sorry you missed out on number 5, but like I said, you've already got 2. So, all right, I can't play my big Warner Brothers sign off because Facebook canceled me for using that. So I have to be very careful these days about the clips that I use. So I'm using shorter clips, trying to be a little bit more clever in that regard. But anyway, so there you have it. That's Aaron Live for tonight, our special pre-Mother's Day edition. Thank you all for jumping in and joining me. It's always great fun to draw and to talk to you guys and answer some questions and get insulted. I think it's all good fun. And so like I said, look for Aaron Con coming either the last weekend in May or the first weekend in June. I will solidify that soon, but it's coming, so be prepared. And I'm going to have, I think, a reasonably decent-sized announcement next week. And then I'm going to have some big announcements during Aaron Con. So make sure you show up for my Aaron Lopresti panel on which will actually be the entire show. But I'll have some announcements there. So in terms of comic projects, what I'm going to be doing and how it's all going to work and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you. Enjoy Mother's Day tomorrow. And if you're not a mother, love a mother. And I guess I'll see you guys next week, and perhaps right in the middle of the week, because you never know when I'm going to show up. That's all, folks. Yes, it is. And I don't have like I said, last time I played the That's All, folks Warner Brothers thing, I got shut down by Facebook, so I can't show it anymore. Oh, so anyway, fabulous. Oh, I won tonight because David didn't draw. oh, you know what? I'm having you back, David. I'm having you back. We'll do it again. All right, everybody. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend and Mother's Day. And